Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will take us on another flight with FedEx livery, but today it will be the TFDi design MD-11F, the freighter variant, for a short little cargo hop that takes place between Paris and Amsterdam in the real world with the MD-11. They are using this aircraft less and less, but there are still some flying some regular routes, and this is one of them, from Paris to Amsterdam. So that is what we'll do today. We're using, as you can see, the TFDi beside MD-11, and then we're using the FedEx livery, GSX, Airsoft simple traffic tool, and as always, real world time and real world weather for some sort of immersion, if you will. I always like to do it. It's about a 1 hour flight or so, it's very short. And let's get this baby in action. It's a very old aircraft with some new FMS inside, really. It was, back in the day, it was basically one of the first, I believe, with a glass cockpit. But let's just get inside. So we're parked here at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport in France, and we're parked at one of the cargo ramps that are available for us to choose from in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we got actually a runway 09, but I requested runway 08 left, somewhere behind us. This aircraft, as you know, is quite a challenge to taxi. It is not very pretty when doing it. Although I keep getting a little better at it, but Anyway, so let's just hop inside and get this baby started. So the ground power unit is already connected. So we'll just turn on the batteries. External power is available.
Autopilot.
So then we can start up the IRS, the inertial reference system. And the aircraft will figure out where it is. We are on the emergency power. And for the lights, I think we just turn on the nav lights and maybe the logo lights. Beacon can remain on for now. And then we got maybe some overhead panel lights knocking out. With our chicken out, you know what I mean. Maybe get some lights going up here on the massive smoke control panel as well. Have anything else that needs watering? No? Okay. Alright, so the aircraft is powering up. We do have the flight plan, airtime 45 minutes. As you can see, that will be very short flights. Total time should be 1 hour 13 minutes. Cruising altitude 24,000 feet, cost index 134. Block fuel 15,407 kilograms. We'll have a look at the LFPG as well. So let's set everything up. Oh, we also are using GSX, so let's see. And what do we do? Select parking. I do not want to select parking. Let's just restart GSX, but I actually restarted GSX already, but I didn't notice that it was only saying giving us parking options. So let's just restart it here. In the meantime, we can start up the SMC. Select parking. It looks like it doesn't feel like it's parked, I don't know. It looks a bit weird. Oh, let's have a look. We are supposed to be parked right now. Mic 14 on the mic apron. There is no 24. Let's just do Mike 17 and let's just watch me there. Just look outside. So we moved a little bit. Do I see where we are? Maybe just we're actually over there. Just moved a little bit more to the left, I guess. Yeah, very good. Okay, nothing to worry about. So then let's see if we can now actually do some other things, because boarding, deboarding, okay. So let's just go ahead and request boarding.
Boarding requested.
There will always be like, I don't know, 25 people. It randomly says that you're taking 25 people with you or something. That's okay. Boarding has been requested. Alright, so we'll set up the FMC. MD-11F, so we should be on the correct direct cycle. Oh yeah, it's waiting for exit number 2. That should be on the services page, and that should be cargo main. So these two doors, they open automatically, but the cargo door here to the left, that does not open automatically, so we just do that. May 11 June. So flight plan in it. And then we just send the flight plan to the FMC. That has been sent. So LFPG to Echo Hotel Alpha Mike. So flight number will be attached push. No.
Do you want to board crew?
Yes, please.
Crew bus is coming.
Super. So FedEx 812. We'll just set this up like we always do. FedEx 812. I'm cruising. We're just going to say 240. You could have a look at the flight plan, but I don't think there's going to be much of a step plan. It's a very short flight. It's probably just taking you to one altitude and that's it. 240. Temperature and wind.
Pilot's boarding starting.
That will be temperature 0 and wind plus 0.9. That's a bit of a tailwind. The 0.99. Let's say forward slash 009. Yeah, that's more like it. 009. Let's initialize IRF. And cost index 153, I believe. 134. Cost index, we put that in there. Right, so we can go flight plan. So we have a little bit of the flight plan in here, but let's see the actual flight plan in the LFP. We got fuel 15.4, final reserves 6.3 or 6.4 if you will. And this is our route. Departure link from 08 left, or departing 08 left would be NURMO 6 Hotel. So SID 08 left. That is a huge list of departures for Paris. Look at this. For 08 left alone. We might have done better going the other direction. But there's the M coming up. This is the NURMO 6 Hotel. That's our departure. NURMO 6 Hotel, 08 left. We insert this into the flight plan. And Echo Hotel Alpha Mike. We're looking at runway 36 right, DENUT 3 Alpha. ILS 36 right, DENUT 3 Alpha. Do we have any transition? FERDI, DENUT, I don't think so. So we insert. Well, that's the flight plan, very short. Well, secondary, we can just copy the active one. So copy the active. So the in a B page effectively. So set payload and fuel. Payload paths. Let's actually go payload here. Yes, we already have it there and it's right, so dispatch the payload and fuel. You got 15.4, that is correct. We're just skipping over this bit. I'm good. Doesn't look like it's totally correct. Actually, the final would be I would think the final is our spot alternate, 6.3, so let's say 6.4. So if you put in 6.4 here, that's how it works. Route reserve and percentage, trip and time. I'm not really sure, I don't think I'll probably have to look at another video maybe, just to make sure actually what's going on there precisely. Extra time, 8.9, 2 hours, 37 minutes. But just accept it. Okay. And then finally, the takeoff. So let's have a look at the calculator. Departing runway, 08 left. Get the weather information, takeoff weight. Calculate. 134, 146, 159, flex temperature 59, flaps 25. So 59 degrees. Bags probably will be off. 134, 146, 159. So 134, 146, 159. 134, 146, 159, 59, flat 25. Slope and wind. Slope 0.1 and wind 7. Outside air temperature at Paris airport 22 degrees. That is centigrade. That should be it. Check/confirm the speeds. 139, 145 it says. Let's just use these numbers. Let's see how that's going to work out for us. Alright, so basically that bit has been set up. I do believe the aircraft is still being loaded. Look at that. So maybe it's not a bad idea to have a look at our arrival. So the arriving runway on Amsterdam will be 36 right. Let's go the approach chart. And then we'll look for 36 right. And we got ILS for localizer. Let's take this one. So the DENUT 2 Alpha, DENUT 3 Alpha. We have the DENUT 3 Alpha, have we? Let's see, let's bring you flight level 240. Gidzenko, that's taking off to river, and that's basically the initial approach fix. And from river, what can we expect? So this is coming from river, and we're landing 36 right, which should be this one right here. So from river basically it would be a straight, like a turn due east, maybe to there is Gaulle and NURMO. Let's have a look at the flight plan, see if these waypoints are in there. The normal pair on Sulex, VEKIN, ADUTO, couple descent, there is Gidzenko, river. And then it says Alpha Mike 63665. It's these two. So we can enter Gaulle and NURMO. We'll add them. Let's start with Gaulle. That will replace Alpha Mike 636. And NURMO. So now if we go to the plan page, it does not appear to be scrolling through there at all. What am I missing? Plan? Oh, we were on plan. I thought I clicked plan. Okay. Let's try this again. So we got NURMO, Gaulle, and I guess that looks good. From river, yeah, looking smooth. I like it. Let's use that. So we go back to map. We just continue setting up. See what the progress is on our boarding. Looks like it might have finished. Boarding completed. Then we can almost prepare for pushing the departure. Let's start up the APU first. We do have the fuel on board now, 15.4. So APU power, let's turn that on. And let's also turn on the beacons since we will starting our engine in a bit. We will set cruising altitude 240. Profile is on, navigation is on FMS speed. APU power on. APU is available, so let's turn on the APU bleed. And we'll disconnect the ground power. We'll also remove the wheel chocks And let's call it up.
You need to set parking brakes to request
Let's
ground
set parking
services.
brakes. I can do that. Is anything happening? Instead of pushback, no. Okay, I guess it's just doing its thing then. Sometimes it's a little bit slow, but it's doing. Maybe I'm just a little bit in a rush. I don't know. Let's set a squawk code.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
That's good news, thank you. So let's set the flaps, the dial flap system, we'll put that to 25.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pas certain.
What was our stabilizer trim?
Looking
5.2. What's happening? Traffic on. Emergency lights, they're not on, so that's a pushback. Let's have a look. So 08 left. Right here at the iPhone mic. Pushback. Not really sure. Nose to the right. Try that. Nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes.
Releasing parking brakes.
Starting push.
Parking brakes released.
All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Cool, so we can start our engines. Engine number 3. That's the wrong one. Curious to see how this is going to go down. At least they're turning now. Oh, it's looking good, I guess. Very nice.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Oh, looking very good. Let's introduce fuel. stabilize the trim this morning, so we have hydraulics, I guess. At least we have from 2 engines. Not sure how these systems are distributed. Start up engine number 1. Engine number 2 is not fully started yet, but let's just do it. We won't break anything, I promise. Actually, stabilized trim was supposed to be 5.2. Stabilizer trim set. Let's just confirm that we have engine start. Okay.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking.
Alright. So looks like the runway to the right is being used for landing, but it might actually be 08 right. Well, we'll see. So we are ready for taxi. A couple of things, we'll turn on the taxi lights, turn on our turn-off lights. For the rest, everything there looks dandy. Flaps, we'll set the flaps to 25, using the dial flap system right there. And the flaps are traveling. Once they're in place, we should be able to get a green bar. It now says brakes, so we do need to arm the ground spoilers and set the auto brake to take off. Now if we release our parking brakes, we should see a green box, hopefully. There you go. So that means we're basically set for takeoff. We do need to do a couple of things. With the parking brake off, let's really quickly check where's our runway. It should be very close by, 08 left. So basically we get out of here and then we follow the taxiway and get onto the runway. Alright, there's 2 aircraft landing there. Welcome to World of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Always engaging and entertaining. And they're both Turkey go around. Not sure if you can see. Might be a little bit small. Well, there's 2 aircraft. There's the one landing. And we are about to miss our turn if I don't take a right turn here. Let's add a little bit more power. This aircraft, huge challenge always to taxi the ground handling. If you don't have the tiller commands or the tiller, the tiller controls installed, then it's going to be a serious challenge. And I don't have it, so for me it is always a serious challenge. And right now I'm trying to take a left turn as hard as I can, but basically all it will do is just stop, and then you will actually see something happening laterally wise, you know. Okay, I guess we're rolling. So straighten around a little bit. Everybody can be nice and OCD. So our ground speed is already 25 knots. It doesn't really look like we're going fast, but I guess we're quite high. in the aircraft. I'm going to go engines to idle. We're already at 32 knots. So let's reduce our speed a little bit. Go down to 30 knots. And we can then take a light at Charlie to Uniform Tango 1. That's the first to our light, I guess. Could have been that one. Say spoilers. Might have something to do with the spoiler alert that we saw there. Spoiler alert was maybe something to do with the fact that we were speeding a little bit. I'm just going to be very bold and just get it onto the runway. We're just doing this offline, so there should be no problem. Besides, there may be us driving into the grass and off the taxiway, which is a slightly embarrassing thing to do, but it's all in good fun. The sport was back on track. Appears to be clear on the approach side. We'll just get into position here, and then we get into character, and then we get into the sky. Then we get into some landing. Then we get into some landing replay. Okay. So the brakes are set. The takeoff briefing, really simple. We just fly out and take a left turn. Let's actually look at the departure chart. 081, 084, then a left turn. We have this 16 hotel. No. I guess so. NURMO. Six hotel, 6 Lima. No, just curious. Let's have a look. NURMO 6 hotel. Very good. Okay. And we're pretty much good. There's a little sanity check. The runway lights are, the landing lights are on. We do not have a stroke. We'll turn off the air conditioning system for takeoff. And then we'll start the timer. Quickly turn on the TCAS. Oops, that's not TCAS. This one. There you go. Itinerary. Parking brake released. And click the auto fly button once. And now you should be able to use the auto thrust system, the ATS. There you go. Auto thrust set. So let's go to Amsterdam. So 136 V1. That's actually rotating on its own, look at that. Let's help it out a little. So we have positive rate, gear is coming up. Well, let's turn on the autopilot. So AP on, and then we immediately turn on the packs. There we go, that is Spanish, Charles de Gaulle. Here's our TFDi design MD-11. FedEx delivery. For a real world flight from Paris to Amsterdam, and apparently they actually use the MD-11 for this. Sort of flaps coming up. We can turn off the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights, I guess, you can come off.
Stabilizer motion.
Beautiful aircraft now. Really look at it. The sound is so good. Alright, let's just stay on top of things. P247. Standing by for a left turn, 0.7 miles. So we'll already start to turn right now. Totally did not look at the transition altitude. 5,000, so we can now go to standard pressure. 1013. Ten 10,000 feet. Whoops, that's the autopilot. My apologies. Wait. Stand by 1 second. Oh, this is so bad. Autopilot off and on again. Okay, nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Move along now, please.
Stabilizer motion.
So what we're doing, turning off the landing lights. Schiphol sign to auto. Top of climb is coming up right there at the blue arrow. Man, we gotta take this baby on ransom one day. I think I'll be. I hope I'm ready to play this aircraft on ransom, or flight on ransom. It's such a cool plane, man. Right, so our top of descent should be on the flight plan page. Top of climb coming up, and the top of descent will follow not very far after, I assume. DENUT and then the top of descent. Let's have a look at some landing data. Position altitude 3,000 feet. I believe that, if I understood correctly, transition altitude is for takeoff and transition level is for when you're descending, but I'm not 100% sure. We have 111.905 Alpha Bravo Alpha with a final approach course of 002 degrees. You can see this right here as well. Alpha Bravo Alpha, that's the localizer, 111.915. Final approach course 002. And the glide slope will start at 2,000 feet at Alpha Mike 636. You can see this here on the vertical diagram I show. So Alpha Mike 636, starting at 6.2 nautical miles from Alpha Bravo Alpha and 8.7 nautical miles from the Schiphol VOR. But we'll just focus on the 6.2 there. So that will be 2,000 feet. Newco, 2,000, 3,000 at Newco. And I believe we could probably set 100 feet for the radio altitude. The radio altitude is selected, but it's at 200. We'll just bring that down and then start accelerating right when you have one more click to go. Radio altitude 100. You can enter the data in our NavNet page. It will ultimately populate itself. Let's just put it in. We're looking at it anyway. 111.905. 111.905. That's the ILS frequency, and the approach course is 002 degrees. And that is in, and it's recognizing the ILS identifier, Alpha Bravo Alpha, from the localizer, I would say. So that bit has been set up as well. We got an approach speed 162 at flap 35. I like to do flap 50 landing. I like the dramatic slow approach. And then we got 156. Now we should see here the position altitude actually, cool. We should see here, I think it's on the next page. No, not yet. We do have transition altitude, 3,000 feet to Amsterdam, but you do not see top of descent yet. There's a descent forecast, so we could enter some winds. I'm not going to do that today. The engines are doing something, and here we are, cruising altitude. Cruising altitude now. And I'll just, I don't know, 30 minutes, something like that, and then we'll start descending already. It will be a very short flight. We're carrying some goods from Paris to Amsterdam. There's actually a real world flight. We just did not copy the flight number. But they're using the MD-11F for this purpose, FedEx. Top of descent, 12 minutes. See, that's really short. So yeah, we should get ready actually. We can get the weather really easily. Just go to the performance page. It's at Echo Hotel for Mike, get weather information. We got 1019er. And then they have wind 040 at 12 knots. It's a headwind 12 knots, 040 for, oh, this is the number 04, no. We want runway 36 right. 040 12 knots, there you go. Should be fine. Headwind of 10. QNH 1019, that's the important bit for now. We cannot change over, we actually do that at around 3,000 feet, I guess. But we'll see how we do that. 1019, the latest weather. Basically everything else is pretty much set up for our descent. Basically, off the top of my head, the descent checklist is basically like you set the altimeter, or actually not the altimeter, but the altitude for the pressurization, but in this aircraft it's all done automatically. Elevation minus 11, so the airport is actually below sea level. Although this is not the lowest airport in the world, I still plan to fly to and from the lowest and the highest airports. But these are airports maybe nicer to fly just like VFR with a general aviation aircraft, or at least one of the two. But yeah, we'll do that one day for sure on the channel. For now, let's continue. So we have basically pretty much set up everything. We already entered the ILS frequency. It's recognized here already, Alpha Bravo Alpha, that's the ILS identifier or the localizer. We don't see any DNE yet, since we're obviously a little far out still. We'll take 50 degrees flaps landing, as opposed to 35. If you use 35, you get a different approach speed. Let's just zoom in a little bit more. So the approach speed at flaps 35 will be 162, but we'll take flaps 50, so for a nice dramatic slow approach. And then our approach speed will be 156, basically 151, and then you add 5 from the wind. That gives us 156 knots. Now, since the top of the descent is actually in a couple of minutes, 9 minutes, I think the MD-11 FMS sort of responds like a Boeing, although the FMC is more like Airbus style. So if you select 2,000 feet, it should take you down automatically upon entering the top of the descent, and otherwise we'll do it ourselves. Profile 2, so it's still on profile, nav 1 plus AP1 is on. And then what we do before descending is also we arm the auto brake. And I guess for Amsterdam it's quite long runway, I'm not really sure, let's see here. The cargo area should be around here, so I guess we vacate to the right, so let's see, 36 right. As we'll vacate probably Echo 8 or 9. So just push still medium auto brake. This aircraft tends to slow down quite easily once landed. That's pretty cool. So we did turn off the landing lights and the seatbelt signs, although we're not carrying actually like paying passengers, just like company representatives and whatever need to go from B to A with us, or from A to B. So now we just stand by, 8 more minutes. We also set up the approach. We cannot really use fixes as much in the FMS, so it's a little bit less nice than the Boeing 777 and the Airbus A320 and the 737. You can actually have the runway extended center line, which is always very useful. But we'll manage for sure. If we go to the plan page, you can already see what exactly it is what we're going to be doing. So if we just follow that, everything should be fine. We can have a look at the last bit of our flight plan. We just scroll up, sort of. So here's the runway 36 right in the middle. 635, 636, that's where the glide slope will start to take us down. We added Nilco and Carol for ourselves, and the flight plan was taking us to that one in the lower left corner, which is the river. Initial approach fixed, and then from there usually we'll get vectors, so we vector ourselves to Carol, to Nilco, and then so on. Those will be very cut and dry, clear, no problem at all. Alright, so we'll go back to the map view. Broderick. And once we're on final approach, we'll also arm the ground spoilers, but we won't do that now. We're at the TCAS zone. We're not displaying any weather, but the weather in Europe currently is quite calm. So we're not expecting anything dramatic. So curious to see if she's going to descend on her own. I'd say she does it 9 out of 10 times. So there's a very good odds that she will start descent fully automatically. But it is a thing to take notice of course. To be sure when you're there, you don't want to keep her flying and then end up descending really fast, gaining a lot of speed, and looking like an idiot, Right, so ADUTO. So this is like the Airbus style FNC, so it's showing you ADUTO, that's where you're coming from, and you're then going to FERDI. In the Boeing, you will just see FERDI on top. As you can see, FERDI is actually the one that we're going to, but it's basically displaying the route from A to B. There's something to be said for that as well. Let's have a look at the flight plan a little bit, like in terms of speed and altitude. Because sometimes there's these gaps in there, then the aircraft arrives and it's like, oh man, is this what you want me to do? And then you have to like improvise. Top percent of yes, no, Yenzo 164, and then at the river we should be flight level 70 or higher. It's good for us to say just be at flight level 70, and then for the rest that should be fine. This is a good altitude. Let's try that and see if the aircraft starts complaining. So we'll keep the speed 250 knots. But we'll change not plus flight level 70, but to just flight level 70. And we enter it here. And it does accept, so it's a good start. And does this affect our top of descent? Probably not too much. I don't know, it's 2 minutes. So we're almost there. But this kind of thing, planning could make your descent a little more streamlined, so you don't have to worry about other things. Sometimes there's a lot going on when you're doing this on your own, right? Car of 146, car of a new code, these are the new waypoints added, but these altitudes are perfectly fine. The aircraft will aim for 2,000 feet anyway. We do 0 profile to 2,000 feet, and that's where the glide slope will start to take us down on a 3-degree downslope. And this is the horizontal situation, or basically horizontal view, but it's a vertical situation. 2,000 feet at Alpha Mike 636. And then there's a 3-degree glide slope. But this will all be flown by the aircraft itself. We have 002 degrees, 101.905. This is all entered. Right, so I think our proper descent should be right here. So let's have a look at the cutoff range. 1 minute, 21 miles. Auto brakes at medium, no smoking sign is on. So in blue is just to let you know what you're doing. It's not warning, it's not amber, it's not red. It's just saying, hey man, just so you know. And that means that we should land in about 30 minutes. 17 nautical miles to go. Let's look at the progress page and we'll look at runway 36 right. Estimate time over 17:52 it's saying now. And the time is 17:31. So that's in about 25 minutes or so. A little shorter, 22, 23. So let's see, we are turning, double descent is coming up. 14 miles. I'm just going to turn on the seatbelt sign. For the few people that we are carrying with us, they're just sitting in the back. Look at that, just chilling here. Beautiful. So QNH 1019 at Amsterdam, at least according to the latest weather report. And the wind was 040 at 12 knots. Should be coming from our right. Basically we are now actually flying the runway heading almost. So 040 is right there. So that shouldn't be too bad. Well, let's see if this baby is going down. 8 miles. So we set up everything. We have the radio altitude, 100 feet. We have the ILS frequency and the final approach course, but you cannot see them here. You can see them in here. Navnet page, we have them right there. TRF speed, I don't think we get it in here, but we have checked it for flaps 50. 156, but this will be managed by the SMS. There you go, runway 36 right, speed. It's just wet. Let's see. I think we're descending. Look at that. We do have the vertical deviation display indicator there. Profile to 7,000, profile to 2,000, so it's basically, it is not moving yet, is it? Okay, let's do it to red. We're high, we're getting higher and higher. It is descending, so it just started a little late, I guess. Or I anticipated a little early, what have you. Cool, so descent started, but a little bit high in the profile. And speed is high as well, so let's use speed leg. And that will also help with the vertical deviation. Now we're 17 feet low, 21 feet low. You can see even with the speed brakes extended now, the speed is just barely, it's not going down. They're not super big, these speed brakes. They do sort of work, I must say, but I mean, you know, like on some aircraft they're like barn doors, you know, they're like huge. And this one, I don't know, maybe it's optical illusion, because it is a very big aircraft, so there's obviously a huge chunk of metal for sure, but I don't know. I never really get the impression they're super big. Well, it is definitely doing something, but maybe not quite enough. And why should we, let me see here, economy descent. Yeah, we could maybe just say, just change the speed. That's not allowed. Well, I'm terribly sorry. Maybe you do it here on the edit, but I don't often do this. The speed is definitely getting a little bit higher there, it's struggling. So how does this work? Let's really get a better view. Edit. Not allowed. Okay, so you type in something, you click edit. So let's say it's 300. And we click edit. Okay, this is saying 300. And now if we click here, no, that is not allowed. How does this work? Max descent. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I have some general idea, but yeah, we definitely need some more drag, man. Just check something. No, that doesn't make a difference. FMS speed should already be on. Rate of descent 2,300 feet. Look at us going down, man, when the speed breaks out. feet. And maybe this is one of the reasons. Maybe this is a result of, I don't know, of changing that altitude to 7,000 feet and not higher. It is really aiming for 7,000 feet as its very first hard constraint. So maybe that's why it's working a little bit hard. That could be. But that would mean that, I don't know, yeah, maybe in the meantime you level off sort of, and I don't know. Maybe it would have been a better idea, but usually this definitely is my preference to just change that altitude there. Because I've had occasions where it would be like, okay, so flight level 140 is also above 70, you know. But now the engine actually starts to listen, look at it. It's saying add drag, well we already are adding drag. There's no more drag from now until we extend our flaps, but we cannot do that right now. Speed is a little bit too high. But the aircraft, the engine is pulling down as well. So basically pretty much on idle thrust here. So 12,600 feet. I guess it's good that we strapped whatever is in the back into the seat belts. Right, so up next is River in 18.8 nautical miles. And the speed is now definitely decreasing, so let's release speed brakes. We're approaching 250 knots. Once we pass 10,000, we should not go faster anyway. And the flight plan is telling us we are on our way River from Jesno to River. River 250 at 7,000. That is still the max speed, below 10,000, but it is doing that. Let's turn on the landing lights. Fuel 10,000. So River is 7,250 knots. Then we go to Carol 228 at 49er, and then you'll go 189er at 2,216, and then the glide slope will start at Alpha Mike 636, 2,000 feet. This is now somewhat more of a moderated descent, 0.3, so 300 feet per minute descent. We're pretty much just hanging there. There's a lot of water in the Netherlands. No surprise, this country is below sea level. It looks like the autopilot is taking it easy a little bit now, so to have some sort of even descent, I guess, to River. There's the Rotterdam EOR, we'll fly over that, and then there's Karov, we'll take a left turn. So basically, what's this time? 1741, yeah, we'll land in 12 minutes, is that? Progress is still there, 1753. Check what is now our approach speed, 156. Add drag, adding drag. That's correct, we're going a little bit fast. Cool, man. Love this aircraft. Such a cool plane. And she looks amazing on the replays, landing replays. She just looks. I've licked my screen like a couple of times looking at some replays, you know. And then I had to go wash my tongue, scrub it. Well, let's not get too much detail there. Alright, let's release the, or retract the speed brakes. Reaper coming up, 7,500. Speed still a little bit high, let's add a little bit more speed brake for now. Imagine doing this on the bad sim. And man, I will definitely take this one to bad sim one day. We have some online flights with this. Remove drag. I'm very sorry anyone who identifies themselves as drag. Do not take offense to Microsoft Flight Simulator or TFDi design MD-11 remarks there. Also do a quick weather update. Temperature 19, QNH 1019, just has changed 040 at 12 knots. We do not have DME yet. Here we do have the runway identifier. There's the Schiphol VOR. And there's our runway. And there is us. Looking all pretty. Okay, so now it basically comes down to a bit of speed management / monitoring. Usually the aircraft type FMS, and I'd call this one Boeing type, but it's mainly responding to the weight handles on top of this head. This usually manages speed quite well. If you ask me, I think it's more reliable than Boeing. Boeing tends to overspeed, I guess, at least at my hand, you know. I mean, what do I know? But yeah, it tends to overspeed a little bit more than the Airbus, and this is not an Airbus, obviously. McDonnell Douglas MD-11 light, but I'm not sure what their ties are to Airbus factory, but definitely this is completely Airbus style FMC. But as I said, it manages speed usually quite well. There is our glide slope, so at least show us we're below the glide slope interception point. P245, there's Rotterdam VOR. And there's Rotterdam Airport, look at that, aircraft just landed. Oh, taking off. Oh, that's a good flight. Okay, so at cutoff we should be level 49. Yeah, it's still following profile, I guess. It's always scary when I see this ILS diamond, glide slope diamond come and move close, you know. But we're going to descend anyway, at a quicker rate than this thing is moving down, so we'll intercept it from below and not from above, I promise you. Speed 245. We should aim at speed 228 at cutoff, level 49. I'm not sure why it's not descending though. It doesn't appear to be descending at all. It is still on profile. How far are we? 7 miles. And then it goes descending. Okay. But that's what I mean, you know, sometimes you... Oh, air drag, let's do that. Sometimes you... Yeah, I'm not sure, like, is it going to do it? Yes, no, you know. But this is working out, that's good. The aircraft is now thinking, dude, stop panicking, man. Okay, so cut-off's coming on. 4.6. We do have DME, we're 90.5 miles out. We still have the speed brakes deployed, so let's be aware of that. Aiming speed 228, we're not there yet. It's about 2.4 miles now from Karl. And then, so this aircraft doesn't have like super big speed brakes, but the flaps, they are like huge. When you go flaps 50, they are huge. They are seriously huge. And they slow the aircraft down so well. Yeah, really cool airplane. Alright, let's get back inside and get into character. Speed 238, we're already turning. 232, we're a little bit fast. Against everything I just promised about the SMS. Alright, so let's turn on the localizer in our airplane. We just turn on the approach land. There you go, localizer captured. Or is this localizer? Yeah, I think it's captured. And this also automatically arms our glide slope, so that's pretty cool. So you don't have the lock button and the APB button, it's just one button for all. And it works like a charm. Add drag. Let's do that. And let's also turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. Go flap 1. Which basically these flaps. Here on the front. Okay, speed brake retracted. Our range is 11.8 miles.
Altitude.
So we're almost at 2,000 feet. On our way to NURMO, speed 189, so we're very close. Going to retract the speed brakes now. See if we can handle the rest using the flaps. The ground spoilers armed. The range is now 9.3 nautical miles. Flaps 25.
Stabilizer motion.
We still have speed 156 for the final approach speed. Then comes the glide slope. And that is our runway. So after touchdown we will vacate to the right to get to the cargo area. Flight slope capture. For H 6.4 nautical miles, let's drop the gear.
Stabilizer motion.
Flaps 35. Range 4.5 nautical miles. So 1,000 feet will take over and hand fly the rest of the approach. Let's go full flaps. We have the green part of that, so that means that we're fully configured. 3.4 nautical miles, altitude 1100 feet. Disengage the autopilot.
Autopilot.
Autopilot disengaged.
Glide slope.
Let's decrease our
Glide
descent
slope.
rate a little bit more.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
It was quite a drop. The decision altitude 100 feet, but we have a very clear view.
400.
Sink rate.
300.
Whoops, that's
Pull
my bad.
up. Pull up.
Approaching minimum.
Sink rate.
Minimum. 100.
Continue.
50. 40. 30.
Idle.
20.
Flare.
10.
Let's touch down. With a bit of another. There you go. Nose will touch down. Reverses out. Buckle to Amsterdam. Let's try and find the center line. So engines back to idle. Flaps can come up. And ground spoilers as well. Let's keep it rolling. Yeah, so given our position, I guess it's best to just exit to the left here, even though we're actually flying alone. I guess it doesn't hurt to practice common decency. Otherwise, when you start doing this in a social context, you'll find yourself very challenged to adapt. So I guess it doesn't matter, you know. So yeah, so we'll take a ride in here. And then on the other hand, since I do not want to taxi this airplane all around this Amsterdam airport, because it taxis like, I don't know, like a drunken lizard or something, we'll just settle down here somewhere and it's fine, we're going to call it a flight. so we'll be delivering French cheese. And some French kisses would be nice. So is this getting us anywhere? No, not quite set. Alright. And this will have to do. There we go. We'll stop. Parking brake set. And once again, welcome to Amsterdam. It was the TFDi design MD-11F with freighter variant. Very nice little aircraft. Landing was okay. I have had better landings, but sometimes when I look back the review after licking my screen, I do realize sometimes, hey, it's not too bad, not too bad. There is always room for improvement, and I can definitely attest to that. I can still see obviously a lot of things improving, and some things I'm probably just being one ignorant pilot, you know, not having a single clue what the hell it is that I'm doing, but it is great to do, and especially in this aircraft. It's a very rewarding aircraft to fly. So should you not have it, go consider. Maybe you would like it if you like this kind of thing. It's very old school, you know. And we do have some nice old school liveries available. There's like some vintage UPS livery, for instance, which you won't see nowadays, but which looks very cool on this aircraft. Also like the Air Italia, or the Alitalia livery. It's no longer in use, but it just looks really well on this aircraft for some reason, you know. So yeah, it's definitely a very cool plane to fly, and there's still a lot to learn, and that's why we do it every day, or basically pretty much every day. Lately been streaming a lot. So yeah, man, so thank you very much for checking. Always appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the flight. I definitely did myself. I'm your personal funky sim pilot, and I'll see you at the next video. Thank you for checking. Bye-bye.